helping you to weather good and bad economies without putting retirement on hold. This is the Tumolo Financial Podcast with Ken and Nick Tumolo. Ken and his son Nick know that creating a comprehensive financial plan can align your hard-earned life savings with your retirement goals. Consider them your retirement architects. Now, the Tumolo Financial Podcast with Ken and Nick Tumolo.
We were joking before we came on the air today, guys, about my need for lists and all the pieces of paper and lists that I have flying about. It's not unlike, I'm sure, what people feel like when they come to meet with you. The first appointment, I have to imagine, is a little bit stressful when they come wide-eyed and they just have like papers everywhere, right? Just like, here's my tax return, here's my 401k, here's my, just papers everywhere. It can be stressful.
It's not like that. Don't worry.
Okay, good. Make us feel better.
Yeah, Nick and I, we keep it easy because the thing is think about it. You're going to see someone that you don't know and you're worried that they're going to judge you based on what you saved, but we don't. Because the other piece of it too, you have to remember is when someone comes in to visit with us, they're judging us too. So we got to prove that we know what we're doing.
Yep.
And so it's really kind of, I'm going to say, yeah, it's an even playing field. So it's just a fun appointment. It's gathering information, getting to know each other. And then from there, then we're digging into the numbers.
Got it. Well, let's dig in. Speaking of numbers and how people feel about how much they've saved. When people ask, how much do I need to save to retire? The numbers you get from the financial industry vary. Anywhere from $1.2 to $1.8 million is what the financial industry might say. But when Gallup asked people who are already in retirement the same question, only 12% agreed with those numbers. And while just 4% have saved $1 million for retirement, 74% say that they're living comfortably in retirement. So guys, what's going on here? Why the gap in information?
Well, and that's the problem. It's just misleading.
Yeah.
People just tend to throw numbers out there. It's like, hey, you need this to retire. You could draw this from your accounts and you'll be okay. It's not fact, is the best way for me to put it.
Okay.
Because think about it. The person making that comment might be in a totally different financial situation. They might spend more money than someone else. So they're going to need more going into retirement. I can tell you from all the years and all the plans that Nick and I have built out, we've got people that have only saved $250,000, $300,000, and they're just fine in retirement. Just because you have to consider there's also Social Security that comes in, which, by the way, for some people over a 25-year period of time, they'll collect more than $1 million from Social Security. So that's a piece of what they need for retirement.
Yeah.
And it's making up a big piece of it. So, and then we had a case come in, and sometimes you got to give people bad news. This couple saved almost $2 million.
Yeah. Okay.
And both had good Social Security, but their spending, their expenses, their lifestyle was really expensive.
Got it.
And, I built the plan out. Me and Nick actually met with them, and, it's kind of tough. Sometimes people don't want to hear it, but they would have ran out of money by the time they were 80. And so it's just spending. Whereas I could have someone else come in with $1 million or $2 million, and we run a plan. And by the time they're 90, they got $4 million just because they don't spend as much.
Right.
So depending on the couple or the person, everyone is different.
Sure.
Everyone has certain needs, wants. And really what you're doing, you're customizing the spending pattern for them.
Okay.
So a lot of times where we get into things that change it up a little bit, those that have $500,000 or more, a lot of times you could drop tax planning into it where you could improve their situation. So that's the part that starts to differ the most when we're working with people, where someone that has $200,000 or $300,000, sometimes it's really about just drawing in retirement and then making sure you have a retirement allocation. Both of their lifestyles, it's important to try to make sure they can live that lifestyle, but also building a little extra into it for them. So when you read these articles, and this is what I want to stress to listeners, these articles might not apply to you. You really need to know your numbers. Yeah. We always start out with our Tumolo Financial Retirement Checkup. It's really proving out the numbers first and then worrying about the investments. And that's how it should be.
Okay.
You just don't go and invest and say, okay, I hope I got it right. I hope I don't run out of money in retirement. I'm going to wing this. Because I read an article and it said I needed $1 million and I do have $1 million. But guess what? Your $1 million might run out based on your spending patterns.
Right.
So you have to prove it out. And on top of it, if you're just looking at what you save and you're spending based on what you saved, you might miss out on strategies that might help you out in the tax world, strategies that would help possibly where you could pass that money on to loved ones efficiently. So you have to consider everything.
Yeah.
And everyone is different.
Yeah.
So it comes down to how that plan goes together. And so you read these statistics that you mentioned, Heather, and only 12% agree with those numbers. Those 12% that are probably agreeing with those numbers, they're probably not retired yet, so they don't know yet. It's the people that are already in retirement that start to realize, hey, I actually probably didn't need to save $1 million or $2 million if their spending isn't calling for it. Let's just put it that way. So it really comes down to the case, and we always want to make sure there's extra built in. We've had some tough cases where people cut it tight. And what we have to do is when we're doing the planning, we have to carve out extra money within the plan, keep it aside in the plan so that if that person or that couple if they run into an issue, like they have to replace a car or a roof on the house, that the money is carved out.
Right.
So what I'm going to say is we want to start with the Tumolo Financial Retirement Checkup. You got to know your numbers. That way you'll be more comfortable spending. You'll know you're not going to run out. And again, we do it for listeners. Especially if you've got $500,000 or more, you want to start to dig into those tax strategies too. So our number, 860-854-3434, or visit us online at tfcheckup.com.
Yeah, and the number I keep getting, I'm surprised with is that I think you said 74% are living comfortably in retirement. I'm shocked by that number because
Really?
I've not run into 74% of people saying they're comfortable in retirement or comfortable going into retirement as well. Just because most people don't know when they could retire or if their funds work usually when they come see us.
Okay.
So I am a little shocked at that number. Because I mean, I've had people come in even with 500,000. I've had even people come in with $4 or $5 million and they're like, I'm not sure if I could retire today or I could retire at X age. And I'm like, yeah, you're fine at that point.
Okay.
It's more of, okay, let's figure out some strategies, tax strategies, draw planning, stuff like that for that person. But majority of people that come in here, they're unsure about their retirement. They're worried. I mean, you're saving for decades, 30, 40 plus years in those 401ks, IRAs, Roths.
Yeah.
It's so hard to turn on the spending from there too, because you're always relying on that paycheck from work. It's reliable. It's scary to start taking money from your market funds, especially if you haven't addressed investment allocation, stuff like that. You don't know when the next recession is going to happen. You don't know how long this upswing is going to be. We've been 6 of the last 7 years, 15+% return on the S&P 500, which is, it's been cooking. I mean, that's long story short. It's been cooking. When's the next drawback? When's the next recession? Is it in 3 months?
When does that button pop in the turkey?
Exactly. Yeah. And hopefully it's not something like 2008 where it took 5 years, maybe it's just a recession that's 2 to 3 years. So we just got to be prepared for that. But going back to the question too, I get the same thing as my dad. I have had some people come in. Actually, I remember this story this was about a little over a year ago now. One of the guys I started working with, he's like, Nick, I only saved $500,000. I always really wanted to get to $1 million, and he was already going into retirement, so he wasn't going to hit the $1 million. I knew that.
Yeah.
But I told him, I'm like, listen, you got your Social Security. If you live to 90, you're getting X dollars. I forgot the dollar amount. Like my dad said, sometimes it's near $1 million.
Yeah.
But I remember what he had too was a huge pension. Nice. And I'm like, if you had this pension, and I'm just going to make up a number for right now, let's say it was $40,000 a year, you'd have to have $1 million to pull for that pension. And I'm like, that's like you having $1 million, because I go back to that 4% rule. Yeah. As a starting point. I don't use it as the gospel and stuff like that.
Right,
but I use it as a
baseline, point. Right? Which is how we should all look at it.
Baseline.
Yeah, it's how we should all look at it. It's not gospel. But it's a general rule to start with. Yeah.
Exactly. So I said, if you had 40,000, you basically have $1 million retirement portfolio. So you really have 1.5 million. You hit your number, what you wanted to do.
Nice.
And it made him feel better about himself, because at the end of the day, it really relies on the expenses, the lifestyle. Just like my dad said, I've had people come in here with 500,000 and you could retire today. I've had some people even a little over $2 million because of their lifestyle. I told them, work 1 to 2 more years just to make yourself feel comfortable in case those big things come up, those unexpected costs, because that's something that sometimes we can't put in the picture. Boiler breaks, car breaks earlier than you think. Okay, I need a new car. Mm-hmm. You want to be prepared for those things too. You want to have a plan set in place. So any of our qualified callers from 5 to 10 years from retirement, our phone number is 860-854-3434 to get your complimentary Tumolo retirement checkup. Or if you can't give us a call right now, you can go check us on our website later at tfcheckup.com.
Investment advice offered through Tumolo Wealth Management, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Content contained herein should not be construed as an offer or solicitation for investment advice or for the purchase or sale of any security, insurance, or other investment product. Please consult with a qualified financial, tax, accounting, or legal professional before implementing any ideas or strategies discussed here.